Hi, this morning we're going to Staffordshire Wildlife Hides. This is one of the latest of this type of enterprise where there are hides available for photography rather than bird watching. They're becoming more and more common. It started off in Scandinavia, then Spain, as there's so many there now I've lost track of it. But there's more and more of them in the UK. And the instructions are very simple. It said go past the church, straight across at the crossroads. You go through a woodland. When you get to the end of the woodland, you turn right. So this is the right-hand turn, I guess.
And this is the hide I'm going to be using today, the Kingfisher hide. And what a substantial structure it looks.
Now there's times, sitting in this hide, you'd wonder whether you was in a hide or a hotel room. This is luxurious.
There's a vase full of flowers in the corner, a coffee bar, a kettle. The chairs are heated chairs and they will also give you a massage. And at first I thought he was joking when he told me that, but it's true, they will. They're plugged into mains electricity. We've got a very powerful fire. All sorts of ornaments on the walls. Full electricity, so you've got lights, you've got power sockets, 30 amp sockets, and of course you've got to have Wi-Fi today. You can't go anywhere without Wi-Fi.
So we have some large panels of one-way glass, but you're not actually shooting through the one-way glass, you're shooting through the scrimming. There isn't really room for a tripod because of the shelf in front of the window. So you can either put your tripod head onto this plate and work from that, or there's bean bags, which they supply, and I've gone for the beanbag option. You don't have to wait very long for the kingfisher to come in. It's there now, taking absolutely no notice, as you'd expect. They're very obliging birds, kingfishers. They're not nervous, which is, I think, what most people expect them to be. These stories you hear that fishermen tell, they land on the end of their fishing rods, or they even land on the fisherman's head if they've got a hood up. Those are not fishermen's tales. That will happen.
Now all the visits I had on the day were female. The female has that little bit of red on the lower mandible. The male will have an all black bill. And as far as I could tell, it was the same female. But there are other birds about apparently. And all of the pictures are taken with the OM1 Mark II plus the 150 to 400mm lens. I do like that lens. I don't have to keep swapping it. It covers all eventualities, and I'm a firm believer in zoom lenses. Never want to use a prime lens again. The weather forecast was very positive. It was going to be quite sunny. But that didn't materialise. It was cloudy the whole day, which means you get that white water as it's just reflecting the clouds up in the sky. Lots of different props along the side of the hide, which you can change whenever you wish. And I was a bit surprised to see kingfishers sitting on top of teasel. I've always said there aren't that many species that will sit on teasel. Redpolls, siskins, and that's usually about it. But the kingfisher appeared to have no trouble.
These are very simple to change. There's clips on the side here. You just push in the clip and it holds it. Very well designed.
With that white background, I had to overexpose quite a lot. 1.7 stops typically, and that's using the evaluative or matrix overall metering. If you use spot metering, it'd be a different result. You can also see from the frost on the branch it was very cold, but the water underneath the bird here is not frozen. There's no ice because that particular bit of water is moving all the time. It's flowing water. The lake itself can freeze over, but not the channel where the bird is feeding. family of mute swans on the lake. And a coot.
So now I'm going to put the bird onto a thinner branch, and we've got this very convenient post just to push it in.
Now, I happen to like birds on thin branches rather than thick ones, but there is a disadvantage to doing this with a kingfisher. When they catch a fish, they are not so inclined to return to a thin branch. They prefer a thick branch because they've got to stun the fish, so they've got to slam it against the branch, and they prefer a thick branch for that job. Having said that, this particular bird wanted to prove me wrong. But as you'll see from the first swing, it is more difficult to hit the target. Eventually, she decides I'm right and goes to try elsewhere.
So that is the DJI Action camera. It's running at 120 frames per second, 4K, and I'm just leaving it running. The Kingfisher has now got to come in and dive into the water. It's now 1:20 in the afternoon. Just leave the camera running. It should go for a couple of hours.
I've always said they're very confident birds. Whatever you put there, they'll land on it. They're not fussy. This is one of the regular props. I think everybody that goes there uses this particularly rusty bit of iron. It's a good idea to take your own props along, so you've got something original. And I particularly wanted some pictures where the bird was low down by the water, so I could get a reflection, and I like reflections. Thanks for watching.